Hi Stitchy friends, this is Jennifer. Welcome back to my channel here on YouTube. This is my channel where I talk about the crafty things that I get up to, mostly cross stitch, of course. I don't even know what Flosstube it is. Something 21 something. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I'm so glad to be back. It's been about 3 weeks since I filmed and posted my whip parade. So if you watched that, thank you so much. I will put my information down below if you want to follow me on Instagram or reach out to me at all. My handle is Little Paper Bear Co. Today I'm going to try and keep it short. It's been a struggle to get to film, just because life is crazy, and I'm actually going on vacation soon, so I wanted to get it up because I knew it would, if I didn't, it would be well over a month before I could get one filmed. So I do have some, I have a finish, I have some whips, I have a little bit of haul, I have some plans to share, and a giveaway. So stick around if you want to see that. If you want to support me, you can like and subscribe to my channel. And yeah, let's just get going. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about today is my finish. So if you watched my whip parade, I probably had about, I don't know, 30 whips. And over the last few weeks, we're kind of slowly preparing to move. So I started packing some things and then thought about what I wanted to work on between now and the move, which will be probably sometime in before summer. I'm not sure. But what I ended up doing is I did pack away, and I mean pack away meaning they're like in a tub behind me. So they're accessible, but they are away. I packed away all my Christmas and fall and Halloween whips because I knew I wouldn't work on those between now and the move. And so with the leftover whips that I had in my stack, I've just been kind of pulling a project and trying to work on it for, 2, 3, 4 days, and then switching to something else just so that I can get some progress on some of my poor neglected whips from last year and even the year before. So in that, I did have a few that I was like, well, let's work on them and then potentially get a finish. And that's where I got my finish for today. Is I ended up finishing my Strawberry Moon. Let me say one thing too. I can't find my microphone, so I'm hoping the audio is okay today. I'm trying to talk a little bit louder than normal. My microphone, I don't think I've lost it, but it's small and it's in the chaos. So hopefully you guys can hear okay. But this is Strawberry Moon. This is from Hello by Liz Matthews. This was a Patreon exclusive, so I do not believe that it is currently available. I will pop a picture up of what the pattern looks like though, because there were a few options that she gave you of how you could stitch it. I was heavily influenced by Bridget the Museum Stitcher. She stitched hers with a color conversion on a pink fabric, and that's what I chose to do as well. And I chose to do it without the words. So the other version has like Meet Me Under the Strawberry Moon, I think, below it. I can't remember, but I liked it just like this. And the other thing I did not do is the moon is supposed to have like a little nose and face. I left that off because I'm not a big fan of the moons like that. And then there is also supposed to be a border around this and like a strawberry hanging down from that border. But since I wasn't doing the border, I opted to not do that other little strawberry as well. So I'm really happy with it. This is on 32 count blush linen from Bestitch Me. And I think it's super duper cute. And once I really got going on it, so in my whip parade, so when I started this last year, all I had done was this house and the cat. So I did all the rest of it in just a couple days, and it zoomed by. It was so much fun. So I don't know why I stalled on it last year, or if I was just busy doing other things. But once I picked this back up, I was like, I'm finishing it. So we'll do one more look. I'm super duper happy with it. I think I haven't decided like pillow or flat finish yet. It's probably just going to go in my finish pile for now. And I will decide later. But I'll probably, this is like a, for me, keep it up year round probably thing. But yeah, I'm really, really happy with that. So I'm super excited to have that one done. The next thing I worked on, this is not the order I worked on them with, but it's the order from my pile. I picked up my spring tradition sampler from Tiny Modernist. I'm not into winter stitching, although here in Texas, we have gotten snow the last few days with the ice storm. So this is the first time we've had snow since living here. So my son was very excited, but everything's closed here. And so I was like, I don't want to stitch winter. I have no interest and I'm over Christmas. Let's move on to spring. That's how I felt about it. Let's manifest some spring. So this is a chart that I started last year, and I'm not going to remember the fabric. Oh, you know what I just remembered? Last week, I input all of my whips into Notion for the first time. I don't track data or anything, so it's not helpful for me in that way. But I did put them all in with all the details so that I could have them at hand. And you know what? Right here it is. Okay, I have my details. Oh, that's so nice. So it's still in the hoop because this is what I've been working on recently. Find my board again. This is on 32 count oat linen from Bestitch Me. And previously I had all of this kind of, the White House done and these flowers done, part of this road and greenery. So let me let it focus for a second. So in the past week, I finished out this tree. All of this pink house is what I've worked on. The greenery here, some of the watering cans. So pretty much like this half, and then I filled in over here and was just doing some color completing and things. So yeah, it's a lot of stitches. So it is a little bit slow going, but I'm gonna love it when it's done. And I'm just doing an overdyed conversion from my stash. So I just grabbed the DMC and pulled overdyes that I liked that had some variegation in them because the DMC obviously didn't. I did accidentally stitch my own color conversion wrong on this house. Like the gray in this pink house was supposed to be the brown, and I just read my symbol wrong, but I like it anyway, so it's fine. So one more time, that's my Spring Tradition Sampler by Tiny Modernist. Yeah. So I may work on this for a little bit longer just to see if I can get that house done. I worked on this last night in my Zoom stitch with friends. So I might try to put a little bit more work in this before I put it away for a little bit. Yeah. Okay. Whoops. The next thing I worked on, this was my start at the very, very end of December, like December 31st or something like that. This was my Ada start so that I could have an Ada project on the go that was easy to see. I'm stitching Silky from Quaternion. Is that how you say it? Quaternion Creations. I just wanted a super easy stitch that I could take to doctor's offices and things. I am in my second trimester of my pregnancy, so I have been going to the doctor more, and I wanted something to do in like the waiting rooms that I could see easily without a light or anything. So I have chosen to stitch this on a 14 count Lagoon Ada from Fiber on a Whim. It is just like a nice light blue, so it doesn't have like the deep kind of aqua oceany colors of the called for, but I think I'm okay with it. So I think last time I showed it, I had most of the little Silky, so I finished out the Silky, and I did the crab, and then this little, I don't know if it's a banner, but it's really enjoyable to stitch on. And And I'm just using a few aqua color and cotton threads. If you want to know what they are, let me know. I have considered, I probably won't, but I have considered potentially over dyeing this once it's done, or once the blue stitching is done, just slightly with like some splotchy blue dye, or even maybe some blue dye with tea or something like that, just to give it some more interest. The reason I didn't pick a super like oceanic themed fabric is because I wanted to do Aida, and I don't have a lot of Aida because I got rid of most of it. So, and I didn't want to take the time to dye it before I started it. But I am wondering, once it's done, maybe I'll put like a light, I might dip it in a light blue dye just to give it some interest in the background, because I don't think it'll, because it's blue thread, it might darken it a little bit. There is orange, like a reddish orange thread that will be in here as well, so I may stitch all the blue first and then give it a little over dye dip to get some modeling and whatnot. I don't know. Let me know if anybody's ever done that. I know that people will stitch things and use an antiquing spray to give it kind of a primitive look, but I've never heard of anyone doing like a color over dye after the fact, because it would ruin the threads. But because it's like pretty much monochromatic, I feel like it might be okay. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. So that's Silky, and that's just super easy to stitch on. I also picked up, and this is the first thing I picked up in the new year, was my In Praise of Pollinators by the Blue Flower. I'm stitching this on 32 count Stormy Night Lugana, and we've talked about this a million times. This is my treble stitch, but I'm working around it. I essentially finished off my giant cactus. I added this bird over here and then started a little butterfly. So I didn't get a ton done, but I got pretty much the top of this cactus and the bird. And I'm just kind of moving up that direction until I get bored and then I want to move somewhere else. It's gonna be amazing when it's done. I didn't do a lot of goals this year other than to just work on whips. And I'm still gonna start stuff. I've already planned to do that. But I do wanna touch every whip at least once. But for this piece in particular, I would like to finish it this year. I really want this on my wall. If you don't know about me, I used to work at a zoo. I worked at a zoo for almost 7 years. And I love animals. I want this on my wall. we'll just say that. I love the Blue Flower. I can't wait to see, I assume she's going to have Nashville releases. So I'm super excited to see what she puts out. Oh, I love it so much. So if you haven't followed me, or if you're new here, the problem with this for me is that the fabric is super tight. So stitching with 2 strands is troublesome for me. So where I'm able to, I've opted to stitch with 1 strand. So for example, the cactus is all 2 strands because that's what I started with, but the bird is 1 strand. I believe on all of it except the red. His little red feet and eyeball is 2 strands, but the rest of his body and everything is just 1 strand of floss. And that has made this project stitchable again for me. So I'm just doing it in little chunks. So I gotta keep keeping on with that one. The last thing I picked up is I have been re-listening to the Harry Potter books just on audio around the house or whatever. I found that this is gonna sound terrible, but I found that I got some new I'd been struggling with listening to things with headphones because they make my ears really sore, and that's happened the last few years. So I finally got some new headphones that like sit over your ear, and those have been much more comfortable for me. And because of that, I can now listen to things when I'm like doing things around the house or in the kitchen and still be aware and with my kids, but not be so overstimulated by their shows, their yells, their toys, their what, you know what I mean? If you're a parent, you may get it, because I will get overstimulated, and sometimes even if I get a little bit of a headache, it'll trigger a migraine for me. So I've started listening to an audiobook or even like a TV show, but I listen to it with headphones so that, and I put one in and leave the other open so that while I'm doing things, I'm like halfway in with the kids, but then halfway in with what I'm doing so that I have more of a balance, I guess. I don't know. I'm not getting as overstimulated with that. So it's been very helpful. So I've been re-listening to the Harry Potter books. Is where I was going with that. So I decided to pick up my Frogwarts Year 1 band sampler from the Black Needle Society. I did already also sign up for the final box and virtual retreat from the Black Needle Society for Year 7. It is happening around the time I'm supposed to have my baby, so I don't know if I'll actually be able to attend, but I still wanted the box and all of that. I also did, when you are purchasing the box, and if you've done it before, I don't know if it's open. I don't think everybody can get it, but if you're a previous participant, I don't exactly know how it works. You could also buy the digital patterns, and I did opt to go ahead and rebuy these charts digitally because I'm just from very far away gonna show you. They're tiny. Like, the paper charts are pretty small, so to try and make it easier to stitch, I did buy them digitally so that I could like zoom in and things like that. So I did get a little bit of work on that. This was the first piece I ever started on linen. So I was a little like out of my depths at that point, which is why I didn't get much progress on it. So when I picked it back up, I had a little bit of the owl outlined or filled in a little bit. So I finished her, I finished Hedwig, and then I just started the umbrella over here. So it's hard to see, but the little owl, and then I'm working on the umbrella. This is on a 32 count cream puff linen. I don't know the dyer though. I am planning on stitching all of them at some point, someday. So that was my last whip that I worked on in the last few weeks. I will probably try to grab something else from my stash that I haven't touched. But I'm also kind of in a groove on some of these now, so I might pick them back up. But I am doing the whole kind of like switching every 3 or 4 days just to keep momentum, keep moving. And I don't stitch every day, so I might stitch a few days in a week, and that's the project I work on that week. It really just depends. So, but I'm excited with my progress over the last 3 weeks. I feel like for me, that's pretty good, considering I got a lot going on with kids and things, as we all do. But no, I'm just trying to keep positive, keep joyful. The world is scary right now, and so stitching has been kind of my calming thing. I do have some haul I'm going to show and some plans. So the next thing I'm going to talk about real quick is plans. So I am going to tell you about a SAL I'm going to join. Let me pull it up real quick so I can get the information correct for that. But I am joining Abby from Mountain Mama Stitches. And she actually just posted a whip parade, I think yesterday. So I'm watching that like today, and it's really great. So if you haven't heard of her, go check her out. I had followed her, but I didn't watch her Flosstube yet, so I've been really enjoying that. So it's with Abby from Mountain Mama Stitches, and then it's Nikki. Let me look at Nikki's. It's Nikki X Stitches. I couldn't remember if it was Nikki Stitches or Nikki X Stitches. So I will put their information on the screen and link them below for their Instagrams and Flosstubes if you want to follow them. But they are hosting the Embrace the Chaos Sal, which is starting February 1st. And basically It's kind of inspired by the Chaos collection that Cottage Garden Threads released with all their super vibrant, variegated, fun threads. So if you have those, you can use those, or you can just use any sort of fun, funky threads that you have to stitch whatever. So when I was thinking about doing it, I was trying to figure out a piece I wanted to do, and I wanted to do one, but then I didn't think I could get it in time. So then I picked another, but then I found the PDF of the other. So I am going to be probably doing 2 charts with all these fun chaos threads. So the first thing that I'm going to do, one of the things I'm going to do is Foul Mood by Ink Circles, and I'll put a picture up here. And I think this is what Abby Mountain Mama is doing. And so I'm going to do similar, but ours will look different because I'm sure we'll use different threads, but each bird will kind of be a different variegated thread. The other one I'm going to start is Disagree by Rebel Stitcher Designs. And I will do each kind of little motif in a different fun thread. So I'll post pictures of those up above so you can see what I'm talking about. And then I kind of went through my Cottage Garden threads. I went through the Chaos collection, and then I also pulled some others because I have quite a few Cottage Garden threads now, and kind of came up with like these ones so far. So I don't really have a plan other than just to use all the fun threads. And this is like super exciting to me, like super freeing. I'm really excited. So that starts February 1st. I may start it a little early. I'm either going to have to start it a little early or a little late because I go on vacation. So I won't be able to kind of start on the start date. But definitely check them out if you want to join. Even if you don't have Cottage Garden threads, if you have any sort of variegated threads, the DMC or, you know, whatever, it would be super fun to do. I think it's fun because oftentimes when you buy those variegated threads, you don't have a plan. And so this has kind of forced me into actually making a plan and starting a plan, and I'm excited to just use all the color. So that's my plan for that. I have that in my office bag. This is from Emily at Pop-Up Stitcher. Definitely check her out if you need some project bags or thread beds. I put it in this bag because I was like, if you watch The Office, you know it's chaos. Like Michael Scott, chaos every day of his life. So I thought it was funny. Anyway, so definitely check out Emily if you need some bags. She's great. I'll link her below. And actually, I think I still have a discount code for her shop on Etsy also. So I'll put that down below as well. Okay, I'm going to do my haul real quick, and then I have a giveaway if you want to stick around for that. My low buy year is not going great with Nashville and like boxes coming out and this, that, and the other. And then Stitch Me had a ready to ship sale that I was like, I don't need to shop that. But then I just was like, well, and I shopped it. So the first thing, it isn't Stitch Me. The first thing I did get though, I got my Color and Cotton color, I can't remember what they call it, color wheel of the month. And it's purple right now, so they send purple fabrics for $1/4, I think. So this one was called Nightshade. Just a nice, pretty purple. It's showing pretty true to color on the screen for me. So that's fun. And then the rest is Stitch Me. And some of these are fabrics that I've actually already have, and I wanted more of because I liked them that much. So these are all linens. Most of them are 32 count, but I do have a few 28s in here. I got Breathless. And Breathless is breathless to me. It's so pretty. I got another cut of Conversation Hearts. So I have a couple of these. I would love to find something to stitch on this whole piece to really utilize the entire thing. I'm currently stitching my Strawberry Naps Cat Chart by Lindy Stitches on a chunk of this, and I'm using kind of the orangey pink area. So I'd love to find something that I could use the whole thing for. I'm not sure what that would be, but it would be fun. I got Vintage, which is just a nice neutral. I think it has like pinky undertones. I got another cut of Blush, which is what I had just stitched my Strawberry Moon on. I love this pink so much. It's like a dusty, blushy blush. Dusty pink. It's so pretty. And then I got Frozen Lake with a random thread hanging off of it. So, Bee Stitch Me is probably my favorite linen. I like others. Oh, this is a Lugana. I didn't think I bought any Lugana. I wonder if that's my mistake or an accident. It's probably my mistake. I haven't been buying Lugana. I was like, that looks funny. That's okay. I'll use it. I just haven't been buying Lugana. Now I'm going to look at my order though. I'm like, did I really pick a Lugana? I probably did on accident. But that's fine. Okay. So that's my little bit of haul. I have also pre-ordered a few things from Nashville Needlework Market, pre-orders from Lindy Stitches. Lindy Stitches does do Nashville pre-orders as they come in, and they do refund shipping and combined shipping as you place orders up until the market. So I did buy a piece of fabric. I think it was Gothic Mauve Fiber on a Whim fabric that's a pre-order. And then I bought the what are they called? I can't ever remember. The X Stitch the Rainbow collab threads. This year the theme is Beneath the Waves, and for this year's collab they are using Cottage Garden threads. So I ordered the Cottage Garden threads for that. So if you aren't familiar with what that is, X Stitch the Rainbow collab does a collab where they do threads, and then several different designers release charts using those colors. So because it was Cottage Garden threads this time, I did go ahead and pick those up, and hopefully I'll like one of the stitches that comes out. And if not, I'll have really pretty threads because they are gorgeous. So those are the only things I've gotten. I'm going to try and be good with Nashville because I don't need anything. But it's so hard. It's so hard. Okay. So thank you for sticking around. That was all my stuff, but I do have a giveaway. So I'm subscribed to Tiger Lily's Project Keeper Club, and several clubs ago she sent out her project folio, and there's always extras in it. And in this particular one, she included this chart that she designed, which says "Be Your Own Kind of Beautiful." And then it also came with the finishing fabric, the threads, which are Gloriana Silks, and the rickrack. And then there was also some custom pins. And then I'm going to throw in, I have some Lori Holt size 28 needles. So it's the whole little kit to do that whole stitch other than fabric, and some needles. So if you would like to enter to win that, leave me a comment with the word beautiful in it. And I will just give till the end of February, because I'm not exactly sure when I'll be back. So if you'll just leave a comment by the end of February, I will then pick a winner. So it is going to be a little bit, but because I'm going on vacation, I don't know my schedule for next release. So leave your comment by February 28th. and use the code word or keyword beautiful in your comment. Please be over the age of 18. I am also going to ask you to be a subscriber and like the video. And yeah, if you're interested in getting that little kit, I will draw a winner after that day and announce it in my next video that I have following that date. And I'll get that sent out to you, and you can have a nice little springy stitch in your stash. So yeah, it comes in a little bag. It's very pretty. I just didn't think I was going to stitch it. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you guys could hear everything okay. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you are in this winter ice storm area situation, I hope you are staying warm and safe and getting stitching done. I am going on vacation, so I will definitely share a little bit about my vacation once I get back. I'm going to Disney World with my my mom and my 2 kiddos, so that'll be an adventure, but it'll be fun. It'll be nice to get away. It's going to be a slightly warmer in Florida, not as warm as we'd probably like, but that's fine. So yeah, I'm really excited to keep stitching. I'm going to take Silky with me, my Ada stitch, so that's kind of an easy stitch. If I do have any downtime with kids, I usually don't, but if I have some downtime, I'll have one project to take with me. So that's kind of my plan. Other than that, I will see you guys next time. I hope you have a wonderful week. I will link anything down below that I've mentioned or Flosstubers I've mentioned, so please go check them out as well. Oh, and I am having another Zoom stitch scheduled for the last Saturday of February, which is the 28th. So if you're interested in joining one of my Zoom stitches, please check that out. You do have to go join my free Patreon just to be able to get access to the links to those. But it's a lot of fun. We had one last night, and that really brought me a lot of joy and got to just get away for a while and chat and have fun. So it's a lot of fun. Anyways, if you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, I will see y'all next time. Have a great week. Bye.